2.
Yes.
I want you to do the last 2 bars. Actually, do the last 4 bars and think about keeping your beat playing consistent. Because right now it's up and down a little bit. So if you think of like one spot, one level for each one of your beats, think about that. The last 4 bars, please.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. Something's going on with the baton's going back and forth. So a little bit too much back and forth with the wrist, and yeah, just watch it that your baton tip kind of generally stays up a little bit more, as opposed to that's more the angle I'm looking for. Yeah, that's good. Make sure that even on your preps, I'm getting a nice ictus. So, boom. So a little bit more. It needs to be the same size as your pattern, especially on the marcatos. Yeah, good. That was much better. Now coming out of the marcato, your last beat, especially in this excerpt, can be in the new style. 2, 3. So starting on 4 and getting into the legato pianissimo sections, it can really give us an indication. Just make the first transition again, please, from the top.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. You got the idea there. Very nice. Very nice. Make sure that your hand in the marcatos doesn't get to your next beat too soon, so that your pattern slows down. Rather than bum, bum, bum.
So make sure it does slow down.
Make sure that it does not slow. If you get too close to the next beat too soon, your hands have to slow down, so you wait for the time, right? To keep it in tempo. So just make sure that, if anything, you're speeding towards the next beat. And I don't want you to think of it as like moving fast. I want your hands to be kind of at a steady tempo. But watch that you don't get to the next beat too soon, so that you have to slow down. That'll cause the tempo to drag eventually, and your group will notice that. But good job. Nice contrast. Very good. There you go. Great. We have another volunteer.
You said we can do one hand, right?
Pardon me? Yes. Okay, there's some good stuff happening in both those styles. The marcato, your 1 tends to go out a little bit too far to your right, so that your pattern ends up being like this and just kind of back and forth. So keep it a little bit more localized. Actually, that's good advice for all your beats. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. Especially on 3, you're doing what I talked about just before, which is going out to your right. Yeah, going out to your right instead of straight up. If you just think of I did this with one of the other students in the class. If you think of just tapping a certain place and understand, say, this is a good way to practice. Let me hop on this. If you think of practicing like this, look, the tip of your baton just touches momentarily on the point of the beat. So you're only going boop, 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 boop. It's really hard not to do it correctly if you think of it like this. Otherwise, you're going boop, boop, and kind of dragging along it. Boop, boop, boop. You're making the correct pattern, you're making the correct sound. So it's just bouncing straight up. This is what we're looking for here. Just do the first 8 bars. We get that transition too. Legato is nice and smooth. Keep it tiny, small. Let's be in this mode. It can really be tiny.
First 8?
Yeah, first 8. Pardon? There you go. Up small, tiny, tiny, tiny. Even smaller. That's better. Okay, good, good. Yeah, that's better. And you got the 3 going up there at the end. Did you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, great, great. Don't forget the a nice hitch on your ictus on your prep too. There you go. Great, very nice. Greg, all right, good. Hands a little bit higher. There you go. You know what you did?
A little extra pressure.
Yeah, a little extra. Went out to the side here before you went up. Yep. So just think of flick. Bigger. Hold on one second. We're getting a little bit fast too. This tempo is actually andante moderato, not allegro moderato. So it's more like bum 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 bum. Gives you more chance to travel too. So it looks like your baton is hanging outside your palm, like balancing like it is. Just make sure this is got contact. Did you feel it was out of your maybe why not? Yeah. One more time. Yeah, you probably feel like you're making really big motions with your legato. Yeah, you're doing. This is about the size of the pattern. So go crazy. And generally it can be slower. You just need to do a little bit slower. And a little bit more lilting on the legato. It's just a little choppy now. So just let that music tell you what to do, because it will, and you'll get there. You'll get to feel it naturally. The marcato needs to be more straight up and down, like the diagram. They're still going out a little bit and not straight up. Pretty much every beat. Just draw a pattern on the wall. on a blackboard someplace and trace it. That's another way to do it if the click on the stand isn't working for you. Those are well, we've talked about everything, I think. So, but good job. A lot of good stuff going on. Oh, watch, Greg, watch that your hand doesn't, it's just turning over a lot and you're not keeping your palm down. For now, that's just what I want to see. Eventually, you're going to be able to do all kinds of stuff. But you want to go?
Yep.
Oh, another volunteer. Sure. Nice job with your left hand. The only thing that I would say is make sure it doesn't get out ahead of your other hand, that it stays back here with it, and that it starts out high enough that we can see it, because when you start down here, we couldn't really see it. So if you're up here with the rest of your pattern, and you're going dee da, that's all you need to do, so that it's not too low. I'd like to see your pattern. I think we talked about this before.
Yep.
Keep compacting it. One here and keep it here. One, I don't mind if your hands cross. That's okay. And then 3 just doesn't need to be out this far. You're working too hard. Is what it boils down to. You know what I mean? And after 2 hours, you're going to be exhausted. So keep it here. You'll get the same effect. Same effect. And the angle is nice. You're getting a nice effect with the marcato. If you can give us a little bit more of an idea when that legato comes, with just a little softer prep. Go ahead and do the first. Do like the first 5 bars, and I'll stop you, so we can do that first transition. Why don't you start with your hands a little closer together, though? There you go. Nice. Yeah, that's very nice. That's very nice. The only other comment I make about the marcato is that it seems like you're getting to the beats a little early, so that your hands have to slow down. Can you feel that? I think you'll see it.
I can feel it more on beat 3.
On beat 3, where you're out here and you have to come back.
I can feel when I'm in 1 and 2. I can't really feel it, but when I'm in 3 and 4.
Then you're feeling it coming back in a little early.
I feel it more on those beats.
Yeah, because right now it's going 1, you're getting close to that beat a little bit too soon, instead of letting it kind of be more a gradual thing. And then your hand has to slow down when you get close to the beat, otherwise you're going to get the beat too early. So that's a little bit of what I'm getting. Can you feel that? That's what you're talking about. You can feel it.
I can feel it more over here than.
Good. So just keep it bouncing away, and maybe a little quicker motion toward the beat there, but generally away from the beat, and then a little bit quicker toward the beat. So, but still a smooth motion, but without the hesitation when you get close to the beat. Great. Very nice job. You guys should at least split the piano duties, so like switch every time, so you're like working, so that you get only either play like one hand a piece, or like switch every other time, so everybody's getting to play. Okay, here we go. Make sure your hands are level. Yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you. Keep this smaller, a little smaller. Really, generally very good. The marcatos are very nice. Probably I wouldn't go quite so far out to my right on 3, but it just a little bit more compact. Generally, the legato pattern can be a lot smaller, and keep it on that level plane. It has a tendency to dip down low, and go up and down. So just if you'll keep it all like right here, kind of right in front of your chest, it's easier to see, and it's easier for us to tell exactly the tempo and where the beats are. But generally a little bit smaller. Can you do the transition for me from the one to the other? It was good. First, from the top. That's good. Now just keep it right here. That's nice. Very nice. Thank you. Very nice. Good job. Who's next? Good. Tucker, go ahead. You notice if you go near the first part of the class period, you get more time. Because then I have no idea how long it takes to do these things, and we get to the end and I have to hurry. So. Nice contrast between the two. I think your marcato can be a little bit lower. That'll give you a little bit more room to move. But the pattern itself looks pretty good. There's a little bit of a curve, especially on 2 and 3. So just keep it angular, keep it bouncing, and not looping off to the side on either one. But there's only the slightest bit of that. But basically, that marcato I think can be a lower pattern, just to indicate heaviness. Boom, boom, down here. No. Yeah, that's better. And then the legato can be a little bit up higher and more intimate. You know, I think when you're conducting close to your face and a little bit higher, it's a pretty good indication of intimacy and the softer dynamic. Okay, nice job. Who up? Corrado, okay. Are you guys listening to like a YouTube version of this excerpt? Should be listening to listening to the excerpt on some site or something, so you have an idea of exactly what it's supposed to sound like. I mean, that's fairly important. If you end up with a piece that you don't know very well, you need to know how it's supposed to go. Since we don't have any tempo markings on here, it's just important to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So make sure you listen to the excerpt. Listening to the excerpt. nice transition, and the legato's nice, but the marcato needs to be a lot bigger. It was the exact same size as your legato pattern. Boom. So take it down a little bit lower, and just just exaggerate what you think you need to do, and that's probably going to still be too small. So try it. Okay, very nice. You actually really, your marcato pattern had a little loop to it early, and I think you caught yourself and you started going straight up from it. It looked really good. The second half was, this time through, the size was much better. It was still probably not as big as you think it is. So yeah, don't be afraid to make it huge. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than this, right? Fortissimo, and it'll just make your pianissimo that much more effective if it's big. What was I going to say? Oh, take a look in the mirror and just make sure that your left hand isn't doing weird stuff by itself, because it occasionally has a mind of its own. Now, it's not too far off, but even if it's a little bit off, it's a little confusing. If it's like this. Yeah. So just make sure that it's right with your right hand if you're gonna mirror. Which that's one of the reasons I have you mirror for so long, is to get used to your left hand being exact and precise along with your right hand. So, but nice job. Nice job. Very musical. Who up? Anyone? Really? I'm so disappointed. All right. I'm not disappointed anymore. Well, disappointed in some of them. Not really. This is getting easier to get up and conduct in front of everybody. Yeah. Hopefully everybody feeling a lot more confident and less scared than the first couple of weeks. That's good. Okay, you have such beautiful hands. You can tell you're a piano player. All piano players have beautiful hands. I'm just kidding. I'm just kind of I would like to see you control them a little bit more. I think we probably wrote this kind of stuff on your test stuff. They're gorgeous, but just a little bit more control. Rein them in just a little bit so that they're not moving quite so much all the time. That way, when you do it, it's all the more effective. You understand what I mean? Make sure that you're not rounding off your marcatos, that they're all real precise, exact beats, and not going out to the side at all. Come, bump, 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 with that little flick at the bottom, and then straight up at an angle. Okay? If you are going to mirror with your left hand, make sure that it's doing what your right hand is doing, and that it's not giving us an ambiguous idea of what you want. This hand is doing this, and the other hand is more legato. It's not doing exactly the same thing the right hand is doing. So if it's going to be up there, and it doesn't have to be, but if it's going to be up there, it should do the exact thing that the right hand is doing, so that we're not getting a mixed signal as to style. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what'll help with your hands on the pulling them in a little bit and a little bit more discipline on your hands is keeping a plane for your legato patterns, especially, that's really right, at, I don't know, pick a place right in here, and then just make sure that your hands are always going back and forth right on that plane, not dipping below and not coming up too high, but always right there. Okay? Very nice. Very musical. Who's up? Who up? Aaron, you're up. You look like you're ready. Shh, here we go. How many do we have to go? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sheesh. Okay, here we go. Half the class to go. That's fine. The legato is particularly nice. When you came out of the first legato section, you need to give us a prep at marcato for our second, like the second page. And then you missed the legato prep coming out of the first marcato. Lower for the marcato. It's all up here in front of your face, a little bit too high, and it can be bigger. That'll just make a really nice contrast with your legato, which is lovely. Okay? Just show me. Just play a couple of the first two bars. First two bars, just so I can see a little bit lower pattern of the marcato and bigger rebounds. Even 3. See can you feel what you're doing on 3? You go 1, 2, and then 3 is here. It's like totally different. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so just bounce them all. Boom, boom, boom. And on your prep, make sure I get a flick on the way up. Boom, so I can really see where that 4 prep is. Okay, nice job. Taylor. Gonna have to hustle. Drop it and get up there. Okay. You feel what you're doing on 3? 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of up. Bounce, bounce, bounce. You're on a trampoline. It's just a trampoline. Yeah, if you want to put your other arm back, that's fine. One more time. Big, big. actually off on 2.
Yeah.
The legato is lovely. You just need to be consistent with the size of your beats on your marcato and make sure that they go up and out.
Between 2 and 3 mainly?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, those are the ones that are hard. Everybody just wants to go to the side. Up, bounce, bounce, bounce. But just make it bigger and deeper, and then the legato, which is very nice, is going to be that much more effective. Okay? Nice job. Dean.
Yeah. Awesome.
1, 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's hard.
Well, you know this. Really, you know this, right? Sure, here we go. Okay, hold on. So, a little bit lower. It's all up here in front of your face. So move it down here. I mean, this is a big so feel it. One, a little bit more centralized. Right now, it's going off this way. So keep it here so we can tell. Here's where 1 is. Here's 2. Here's 3. One more time from the top. Easy. That's nice. Yeah, don't retard if he doesn't retard. You got to follow him. Your rebounds need to be much bigger for the marcato. They're nice. The ictus is good, but you're staying down here. So that the pattern's it could be just a little bit bigger. Boom, boom, boom. Big rebounds. What else was it? Oh, I need to look at your grip. This thing going on. I think it's just a matter of your arm out here so that you can relax. So if you look down and you see yourself doing this, not with the wrinkles, but it should just be here. So it's a problem. It's usually because the elbows are maybe too far and not up and out in front of you a little bit. There you go. Yeah, that looks much better. Let the knuckle collapse. Your first finger pull back. There you go. That should be right across the knee. Yep. Still a little. Yeah, there you go. That's better. It's why is it? This finger. Here, right? Yeah, that's good. No. There you go. Just watch that thing. If you look down and you see it doing this, pull it back. Okay, good. Sorry, 1 second. I know it's still going. I just want to make sure. Oh, what are you doing? Okay. Okay, nice contrast between the two. Your pattern can be a little bit more compact and more straight up and down on your rebounds, not quite so far out on 1, and especially on 3, it has a tendency to like go off into left field. 1, 2, 3. So, and more precise up and down, not so much. There's a little bit of side to side going on, so just make sure that you're rebounding straight up on all of them. Yeah, boom, boom, and they've all just got the little flick at the bottom, and then you're going straight up. Your hand has a tendency to be turned sideways all the time. Same thing with the if you're using these to hold your time, if you feel like you're ripping with those, then let them go. That looks nice. Very good. Oh, very good. Okay, nice job. Nice legato. Hands look really pretty. Bigger on the marcato, smaller on the other section. You know, max contrast. What do we have? 1, 2 more, 3 more. Ah. Okay. Go. Okay, I'm gonna stop you. Good. Every beat, all the beats are good except for 2. Two's going to the side. So just, yep, 1, 2, 3. So just make sure that one bounces too. Straight up. Same thing. Keep going. Okay, there's some nice contrast going on there. What we talked about, just make sure that they're going straight up from there, and that you're not getting to the beat a little bit too soon, because that's what's happening. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it tends to slow down once you get close to it. The legatos, just make your legato sections, the pianissimo sections, smaller, and keep them on that plane. Okay, nice. Woo! Neil, why don't you go ahead and go? I know it's going to take a second. I don't think we're going to get done, so we'll finish the last couple of these. Yeah, so we'll finish you up and do the surprise. Woo! Won't be a surprise. Because I'm telling you. Okay. Stop it. Each one, your one rebound is really good, and then two's like tiny. 1, 2, 3. So, as high as you bounce on 1, make them all bounce that high.
Okay.
1, bounce, bounce.
Sure.
From the top again. Good. the marcato, and you got the idea. That's good. The bounces were good. It'll be even easier if you pull it down a little bit here, so it's down here.
was really high.
Yeah, and part of that's the stand and all of that. So it's a little bit deeper with that. Make sure that on your prep that I get the same kind of beat that you're giving me on the other on during the pattern, so that I get a real flick and a real emphatic ictus on that one. Okay, nice job. All right, we'll do Miriam and Liz on Thursday. Otherwise, we're going back and everybody will conduct 6-2. 6-2 surprise.